Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. So in this video, I want to focus specifically about Daniel Dubois and the 3 reasons why I believe Daniel Dubois can beat Joseph Parker. Now yesterday I'd done a video on Joseph Parker and the 3 reasons why I believe Joseph Parker can potentially beat Daniel Dubois on Saturday night. Now let's look specifically about Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois has had, in my opinion, one of the best 18 to 24 months out of all heavyweight fighters barring Usyk. It's been an absolute stellar 18 to 24 months for him, and he comes into the ring on Saturday night with a record of 22 wins, 2 losses, and out of those 22 wins he's had 21 of them coming by knockout. Now I'm sure you know where I'm going with this in terms of the first reason why I believe Daniel Dubois can beat Joseph Parker, and that is to do with punching power. Daniel Dubois' punching power is nothing short of phenomenal. Again, if you ask his last 3 opponents, AJ, Hrgovic and Miller, I think if you ask them, they will tell you as well that Daniel Dubois' punching power is to be taken seriously. Now, a lot of people in the boxing space have spoken about Daniel Dubois' jab, and that jab has been likened to a ramrod knockout jab. Richie Woodall, who's on TNT, when he speaks about Daniel Dubois, speaks about the power that he has in that jab and the fact that it feels like a knockout jab. And I definitely feel that Daniel Dubois and his team will want to utilize that against Joseph Parker on Saturday night. And if they are successful, it could be a real problem for Joseph Parker when he goes into the ring this weekend. So that's the first reason around his punching power. Number 2 is specifically around Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker's been down a few times in his career. He was down against Chisora, and that was Chisora 1. He was down against Dillian Whyte. He's been down against Joe Joyce, and he's been down against Zhilei Zhang. Now, yes, he's won a couple of those fights, and yes, he's lost a couple of those fights. But the fact that he's been down against those guys will give Daniel Dubois and his team a lot of confidence, especially when you look at punching power. If I was to think about Daniel Dubois' punching power in comparison to those 4 guys that I've just mentioned, I would definitely say it's top 2. One could argue he would be at the top. But if I was to think about it, I'll probably say Zhilei Zhang number 1 and Daniel Dubois close number 2. So the fact that Zhilei Zhang's dropped him a couple of times in Joseph Parker's last fight, I'm sure that will give Daniel Dubois a lot of confidence going into this fight, thinking, you know what, this is a guy that I can drop. This is a guy that I can potentially beat and drop, because other guys have done it as well. So I would say the fact that that has happened, that would probably be the second reason why Daniel Dubois can beat Joseph Parker on Saturday night. Now, the last reason why I believe that Daniel Dubois can beat Joseph Parker on Saturday night is to do all about psychology. Now, a lot of people in elite sports, whether it be boxing or whether it be a team sport, would say that a lot of it does come down to fitness, but mental strength is probably the key element. And when you think of Daniel Dubois' confidence and his psyche, his confidence has skyrocketed, I would say, following the Usyk loss. Now, you probably think, why am I talking about a loss as a confidence booster? Now, if you remember that fight in 2023, there was a low blow. It was deemed as a low blow. Daniel Dubois and his team believed that it wasn't a low blow, but in actual fact, Usyk could have been counted out of that fight. And because he had the potential, and I'm thinking about Daniel Dubois' team now, because they believed that it was a knockdown blow, they left that fight, I believe, or I should say Daniel Dubois left that fight with a lot of confidence, I believe. He realised that he could sit at the top table and pit his wit and face guys at the top of the heavyweight tree. Now you go into later into 2023, I think it was December, where he faced Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller coming in at 333 pounds, almost 100 pounds heavier than Daniel Dubois. And the fact that Jarrell Miller, a brash talker, he lost to Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois beat him in the 10th round, TKO win. That would have put Daniel Dubois' confidence on another level again, making him even more confident he can compete with the elite fighters in the division. Then he faces Filip Hrgović in 2024. The narrative behind that was that Dubois had been hospitalized because of Hrgović. So Dubois going into the fight knowing that this is a guy, if true, has damaged him in sparring. And the fact that he beat Hrgović in that fight, in the 8th round, TKO win, would have given Daniel Dubois a lot more confidence in that sense. Now we go to Anthony Joshua last year. And I would say 95% of the population, 97% of the population believed that Anthony Joshua was going to win that fight. Everything was in place, it felt, for Joshua to become 3-time heavyweight champion. Now, Daniel Dubois had other plans. He ripped up that script totally and knocked out Anthony Joshua in the 5th round. So Daniel Dubois' confidence is up here, guys. It's up here. I don't think it could be any higher at this stage, if I'm honest with you. I mean, potentially it could have been higher if he beat Usyk, but at this present time, it is really, really high. Now, granted, Joseph Parker's confidence is really high as well, but I would say in particular to the fact that Daniel Dubois' confidence is super high, and the fact that his mentality is really strong at the moment, that can cause a real problem for Joseph Parker going into this fight. And that could be the third reason as to why I think Dubois can go in there and beat Joseph Parker. Now, really quickly, some people have said, well, if you look at Usyk, the Usyk-Fury fight, especially the second one, when Daniel Dubois came into the ring after and said, I want to face you next. That's what he was saying to Usyk. Maybe his eyes off the ball a little bit against Joseph Parker. And that could be true. It could be true. He might be overlooking him. However, from what I've seen, over the last few weeks, I think we've got a focused Dubois. We've got a guy who is tunnel visioned on Joseph Parker. And again, with some of the stuff he's been saying, he says, look, he's ready to go. He talks about every time he's questioned, let's go, I have no words to say, I'm ready to fight and stuff like that. I think Daniel Dubois is really focused on facing Joseph Parker and doing a job on Joseph Parker if the opportunity presents itself. So those are the 3 reasons why I think Daniel Dubois can beat Joseph Parker this weekend. Punching power, the fact that Joseph Parker's been down a couple of times, and number 3 is to do with the confidence of Daniel Dubois. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know whether you think that Daniel Dubois can beat Joseph Parker and what are the reasons why you think so. Let me know all down in the comment section below. And until next time, guys, peace.